today we are in the kitchen and we are going to make sauerkraut. You may be thinking, Audrey, why are you in the kitchen? This is all about teaching online. Well, one important thing about being a teacher is to make sure that we take care of other areas of our life. And two areas of our life is creativity and taking care of our health. And so therefore the kitchen is an important place to develop our skills and just to turn teaching off for a bit. So if we haven't met, my name is Audrey from TeacherAudrey123.com, and on this channel I do you will find videos about teaching ESL online, creating, and inspiration to keep on keeping on. So as I said, today we are going to make sauerkraut. We need just a few things to make sauerkraut: a good cutting knife, a head of cabbage, a mason jar with a lid, salt, a coffee filter, and a rubber band. If you don't have a coffee filter, you can use cheesecloth, or you can even use a t-shirt or something just to cover it up to keep the bugs and dust out of it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take the cabbage out and pull out the outer leaves on it. Those are usually damaged and a little bit more gross. So take those off, and then I always like to wash the outer head of the lettuce or cabbage. So I've washed that. And then we're going to core the cabbage. And I like to just take my knife and make slices around the core. Then you work the core out, and there's the core. I keep the core to put into my homemade bone broth, which I will do a video in the future on how to make that. So I just stick this in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer. So now I will take my cabbage and slice it thinly. And actually you can make it as thin or as thick as you like. And sauerkraut is really good for you. It has a lot of probiotics and vitamins and minerals, and it's just really good for gut health. It promotes healthy digestion, and you want to make sure you have the fermented stuff, because at the store, if you buy the sauerkraut there, usually it doesn't have all the health benefits because of how it's processed. So making homemade sauerkraut is a really good way to ensure that you're getting the best benefits out of it. So you will need a bowl, and because you have to knead and work the cabbage to get the liquid out that will be the brine. So let's grab a bowl. So if I see any piece that's too big, I can cut it to the size that I prefer. We'll put that in the bowl. Then I will go ahead and add a little bit of mineral salt to the cabbage, and that will start to pull the moisture out of the cabbage to create its brine. Okay, so I've let it set, and so I'm going to massage it some more and knead it. Now, you don't have to let it sit, but sometimes letting it sit will, like I said, draw out that moisture, and which will allow your hands to kind of have a break. But if you want to work it the whole 10 minutes, go for it. Okay, so I've broken this down to about that much, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my cabbage, and I will add a little bit more salt to it, and then I will continue to massage it until I have enough brine created to cover it and to cover the cabbage. So continue to need to squeeze because that's not going to cover all that cabbage. But if you see there, there's all the water there, and that has all been extracted from the cabbage that I've been squeezing. So I'll probably squeeze for about another 3 or 4 minutes and then start putting it in the jar and then pressing it down to help it go. So we will continue to work it. Okay, so I think I'm now ready to fill the jar. So I'm going to transfer the cabbage from the bowl into my mason jar. Now I only have a narrow jar lid because that's all I had available, but I like it whenever I have wide mouth jars available because I can easily press down and press the cabbage into the jar with my hand, where I can still kind of do it, but I will need a spoon. So now I'm going to take a spoon and press this cabbage down. Okay, there you have it. There's my cabbage with the brine water. It's not sauerkraut yet because the fermentation hasn't started. If you can tell, I have the water covering the top of it from the brine and the salt. However, there's little pieces kind of floating up, and as it settles, it will float up too. So to prevent molding, I am going to take a cabbage leaf and a rock that I'm going to put in a Ziploc bag, and I will put that on top of the cabbage to keep the cabbage all submerged into the brine. So there is the cabbage. So there you have it, how to make sauerkraut. And like I said, in a couple weeks, I will share with you the finished product and how I think it turned out. In the comments below, let me know, what are you creating this week to help keep those creative juices flowing and helping to avoid burnout in the classroom. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't, subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.